Okay, hello. So, yesterday, my dad was, I was arguing with my dad about regular stuff, just always debating in my household, and he was like, the dead know nothing. And I was like, yes, it's true. The dead know nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothingness, who I consider the great ancestress, the ancient one, the first of the first. She was the one to do it. And nothingness is also the first act of martyrdom and self sacrifice, the first mother that we see, the first to die, the first to be reborn into something completely and entirely new, but also descending from having, a legacy and ancestry, um, and creating a whole new world out of its own undoing. Nothingness. Nothingness I consider to be an entity, a spiritual existence, the embodiment of an energy that is without. And I consider nothingness to be a precious and very important aspect of existence. We would not be here without nothingness. And it's very difficult to speak of her because, in speaking of her, you erase her because she's nothing. So she's, you find her in every moment where you feel empty, in every moment of darkness, in every moment of death. There you recognize your origin, nothingness. And so when my dad was like, the dead know nothing, one thing I really love about language is taking it very literally. And as I began to dive into my own experience of being on the spectrum, they've talked about black and white thinking, and for me, I consider being on the spectrum a gift. And ultimately, I actually believe that everybody is autistic, like everybody's on the spectrum. But we're just living in a world where some people are really, really, really dedicated to the idea of being normal, which doesn't exist. And so we have all of these categories and blah, 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 blah. But I have never met a person that I was like, oh, you're a normal. You're like normal. Like, I've never met anybody like that. Everybody is always, in one way or another, masking, and their mask is very clear to me because I just can see past things like that, and I think most of us can't. And, like, I've just never met a normal person. I don't know what that is. I've never met one. So I think everybody's on the spectrum, but for those of us who are really not living in the world in a way where we are trying to upkeep these things and we're not dedicated to it, and we're not able to keep these things, I guess that those are the people that are on the spectrum in this world, whatever. So me, I'm on the spectrum, but black and white thinking. I find every aspect of being, well, for me, and this is my personal experience, and I'm sure it's a privilege, but I tend to see a lot of the gifts in being autistic and in being, and having a brain that thinks differently. Um, and part of that is being able to take things like that phrase that my dad said, which he just came up with, where I'm sure people have said it before, uh, but he's always saying things to challenge me. I know he's doing it to help me grow, because I think he actually believes a lot of the things that I believe in, but he's a contrarian to his core. He's a great debater, and he likes to argue. He's an Aquarius. So, yeah, but he said the dead know nothing, and I like to take that literally. And I see that not as the assumption that they don't know anything, as in they have no ability to think or process or be aware of anything, but that they literally know nothingness, which makes sense because they are dead. And only the dead can really truly understand in wholeness the experience of nothing. That is their reality. And nothing is not an empty experience because emptiness isn't even empty. You know what I mean? Like, they say that uh, like, it's like when you're in the darkness, that's when you find everything, and yet you can't see anything, right? And so in a sense, it's empty. Your vision is empty, but in that moment, a different vision awakens and you're able to see in a different way. And that's the same thing with the dead. Like, I obviously believe in ancestors. I don't know, like, it's not even a matter of belief. Like, it's just like they are, of course, but I obviously love my ancestors and love ancestors as a whole. And I think I was writing all of my courses. I'm taking summer and spring courses so I can graduate. And all of my courses are talking, they all intersect in a really funny way that makes me feel like spirit is like divining my life right now, which I appreciate, even though I complain about it. And oh, look at the little ducks. I love this park so much. You guys have no idea. But there's cute little duckies, and there was a bunny just not a few days ago, a couple moments, not moments, like an hour ago, maybe. But yeah, what was I saying? That God is divining over my life. Yeah, and all my classes are intersecting. I've never gone this way before. I should probably go back. But I'll just see how far I can wander through here. I really love being, hi plants, I really love talking about the ancestors because I think they're so interesting. And I also think that part of this era on Earth is about reclaiming your ancestral heritage and the existence of ancestors, and the idea that yes, life goes on for the soul. They are reborn again, they have new experiences, new existences, but also life goes on for the incarnating being. The incarnating being becomes an ancestor. You're not just like dead in the ground. And even for our bodies, which do become dead in the ground, our bodies embody a new experience of oneness back with their mother, the earth. You know what I mean? So no one's just lifeless in that sense. Though we are lifeless in other senses, but even that is its own expression of life. What I love about language is being able to see all of the layers, because it's like it exists here through this dimension, but in this dimension it also exists in a different way. Or it doesn't exist here, but it exists here, and it's, but even the idea of it not existing is it existing. Like, it's just such a cool thing. And that's because Earth allows for that complexity. So when you look at that phrasing, the dead know nothing, my dad was saying one thing, but he was also saying another. And whether he meant it that way or not, I don't know. Because my dad he's cunning. He's like a whole wizard. So I can fully see that he, said that in a way so that it would trigger that way of thinking in me. And just also trigger me. But if he never said that, I wouldn't be doing this video right now. But yeah, just this idea of the dead knowing nothingness. And that is why we need to honor our ancestors and speak to our ancestors. And honor them looks like whatever you want it to look like, whatever your ancestors want it to look like, whatever they tell you. For me, I think that I used to feel a lot of guilt, and I still feel a lot of guilt and shame over not having like altars. And I've set a precedent that all my food goes to my ancestors. Like anything I'm eating, they eat. Like if I have food around me, like it's for them, because sometimes I forget to be like, oh, here, I forget to do offerings and things like that. But I consider my life an offering to them, and I've tried to really ground that. I consider my life an offering to them. They're my people, and I want them to eat. When I eat, I want them to thrive, even if I'm not thriving. But yeah, there's a lot of guilt, around how we honor our ancestors, how we take up for them. But I think your ancestors will tell you what they want. I've never had dreams where they're like, give me this, give me that, blah, 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 blah. I've never really even felt like that. I've put shame onto myself because I've seen other people with their altars or have other people tell me stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, But I feel like if it's that pressure filled and it's that scary and like anxiety inducing, it's probably not what they want. I hate that people litter. It's just like, in this day and age, you're really littering. It just doesn't make sense, you know? It just doesn't make sense. And it's like, I can only pick up so much garbage. Like, I'll pick up this shit because fine, whatever. But it's like, seriously, you guys, stop. Stop with the garbage throwing everywhere. But anyways, I've set the intention that those who litter on purpose with intention and don't care, will get swallowed up whole by the earth. And that's just my intention. And you don't have to take it on, but I don't care if people find that rude or disrespectful or what's it called? Irresponsible. Because it's irresponsible to litter. It's irresponsible to litter with intention. Some people just accidentally or whatever. I know that kids are just out here dropping shit on the ground because they don't understand. But when you have the understanding, then it's like you don't have an excuse and you got to get it together. But anyways, the point being is that I'm just feeling really good. Just feeling great and really excited right now in this moment, which is funny because I like go through so many mood swings of like being happy and then I'm like bleh, and then I'm like happy again and then I'm like bleh. But right now I feel happy, probably because I'm doing something that I like to do. I like to talk, and I like to talk about spiritual stuff, but I also like to be grounded. And I also kind of like just like a vlogging style, so I don't have to have a constant narrative going. Sometimes I can just blah, and that can also be a part of what I'm creating. But yeah, shout out to the ancestors as always, and shout out to Mama Earth, because boy is she gorgeous, and she's gorgeous every time of the year, but I do love springtime. I just love to see all like the nature like really, really blossoming and blooming and like being so abundant, because it's good to know that nature is okay, like I think that's what spring and summer really does for me, especially in this day and age. It like lets me know that nature's good and like still alive. And in this time we need that. Some of us need that reminder just to know that everything's okay. I'm one of those people that needs that, so very happy about that. It's giving me such a throwback because I was doing this like a year ago, and I had hair back then. Now I'm a baldy, which I like actually, and I'm trying to be healthier, drink more water, because I've been through like a stint of like sweets galore or sugar galore, but now I'm trying to not do that so much and just get back on my health stuff. But what I wanted to talk about, I think I've kind of spoken about. I just wanted to talk about nothingness for a little bit and honor her, because she's always and she never is. She always is and she never is. But she's awesome. And nothingness doesn't really have a gender, obviously. Gender doesn't exist, but essences do. And nothingness is the essence of all, and also the essence of nothing. She is her own essence, the very first essence. It's pretty cool when you really think about it. And when I try to think about like who are God's parents, like who's spirit, like where does spirit come from? Look at this, like, give me a break. So beautiful. Like, I love flowers, and I just love nature, but like these are beautiful. And look, there's a 4-leaf one. It's like a lucky one. See, in nature, when something is different, we call it lucky. But in other parts of existence as human beings, when something is different, we call it bad. And we just need to get back to the way that we see nature. It's good. It's all good. But, yeah. I would like to study nothingness, you know? It'd be hard though, because, like, I mean, what are you studying? But I mean, you could study everything. Like, there's nothingness in everything because you are your ancestors. So, and Earth is such an interesting energy because Earth is one of those energies that was here from like the very get go, you know, along with Spirit and God and all these essences. Earth is an essence, you know. Uh, Darkness is an essence. Water is an essence. Water is an interesting energy to study. Like, I'm sure that water could tell you so many interesting stories. See? Yeah. I'm so jealous of the people that live right here because they just get access to the most beautiful nature, like in their backyard, which also means that the way that like they smell outside is so awesome versus me, who, well, it doesn't smell bad in my neighborhood, but it's not the best. But it's just really nice and it smells so natural here. Look at how big these burdocks are. They're huge and they're all around. And what I want to do is plant some medicinal flowers. I mean, everything's medicinal, but I wanted to plant some flowers first because a lot of them are great pollinator attractors for the butterflies, which I want more of in here. Um, Last summer, I discovered where to find the butterflies, so I know where to find monarchs if I ever just need to go look at some monarch butterflies. But I would like to like make sure that they have flowers that they can pollinate and just rest around in this park. So I have some seeds with me and I'm like low-key gonna just spread them about, and I don't care what anyone says because they're not like, they're native to this area, so they're good for the earth. And you know, like, you can't, like, no one owns these parks. This is for all of us. Oh, there's a little chipmunk, so small. The bunnies here are so cute too because they don't even run away. It's because they're like totally used to us. Look, he's like doesn't even give a fuck. Ah, spider web. He's so cute. I wish that these animals knew I would literally, like, I would never hurt them. It makes me kind of sad when they run away because it's like, I would never hurt you. Like, never. Never, ever. Ever, ever. Never. But I get it. I get it. Because I still, like, you know, if somebody's walking by me that I feel like is sketchy, I'm like, ooh, even though they're not about to do anything to me. But it's just probably a natural response. Like somebody just threw their Starbucks drink in there. It's just like, why did you do that? You know? Like, literally, why did you do that? And I feel like, low-key, what they should start doing is the companies should get fined. And I know that that's, like, not entirely fair. But the thing about it is, people, like, how are you going to fine individual people, you know? Like, you kind of can't. So they should just fine the companies. And it should be, because if they fine the companies, then they're going to be like, okay, fuck you guys. Like, we're not going to give out non-reusable things. Like, if you want to get a drink from here, you have to bring your own cup. Then, all of a sudden, people are bringing their own cups. Period, you know? And, like, for homeless people and people who, like, are really in a go and, like, they don't have anything, like, you give them biodegradable stuff so that if people do end up throwing their things on the ground, at least we've got a better chance of it breaking down. And, like, biodegradable, like, for real biodegradable, like, breaks down in 30 days, you know? And that should be the only to-go option that you have. And, like, I know that we all complain about the plastic, the paper straws, but I support them now. I've complained in the past, but I get it. So, yeah, you know, even if it feels like an inconvenience, it doesn't fucking matter, because it's not about convenience at this point. It's about just trying to help people not be monsters. Because it's not even that people are naturally monsters, it's just that it's so easy to be a monster. And in this world, because there's so many other things to think about, like, not being a monster is just not top of the list. And as human beings, we can easily fall into that monster category, because we be acting a mess, and we're so capable of being trash, you know. And it's not even like, it's not necessarily a fault or a flaw, because it's just part of being human, but it is a thing that we have to like guard against, especially because things are sensitive right now. Like, we can't be as reckless. It's super hot, which I love, but for the asthmatics, like, just more garbage everywhere you go. It's just so upsetting, because it's like, you guys, you could totally not do this, but you just choose to, and I have to turn back, you know? I have to turn back and go through this out. And if I'm going to do that, then I might as well just go grab this. And it's like, I don't know what you guys, like, put on these things. Now I'm risking my own life to pick up your trash. But someone's got to do it. And I'm not trying to paint myself as an angel, but, oh, this is an eagle bridge. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not trying to paint myself as an angel, but I'm just saying, y'all be getting on my nerves. Like, I just can't. Like, I can't imagine, like, especially in such a beautiful oasis like this, you're just gonna throw your trash down. Like, do you hate yourself? Because that's what it's giving. It's giving you hate yourself with you doing this to the earth. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the beautiful scenery. Pineapple water, can taste it on your lips. Ooh, maybe we should go to my park. Well, that one's not really a park. That one's more of a forest. We could go if you guys want. It's so cute, and it's all the way down. It's not downtown, but it's not really close, which I don't mind though. Hold on. There we go. Okay. No more. Please. No more littering. If you are one of those people, if you are a chronic litterer, I'm not judging you, but I implore you to stop. Stop littering. Because let me tell you something. Nothingness knows what you're doing. And she's not a fan of it. Okay? She didn't sacrifice her life. And, you know, ignore me using she if that's offensive to you. I always, it's my, like, you know how, like, for a long period of time it was just like man that was used and like he that was used. She is like that for me. It's just what I use. It's not personal. Anyways, point being, and try your hardest to separate it from gender, because I don't believe in gender. Okay, I don't subscribe, so it's never with that intention to be gendery. Anyways, the point being, Nothingness did not sacrifice her own existence for you to throw shit on the ground. You know? Put it in the garbage.
especially because there's literally a garbage around every corner here. And in neighborhoods where there's not, I am really sorry about that, but I'm still not giving you an excuse. I don't care. Hold on to it. Wait till you get home. Like, you don't have an excuse. Like, either way, the answer is giving laziness. Just because you don't have garbage cans in your neighborhood doesn't mean you have an excuse to put things on the ground. You know? You just don't. The only people that have excuses are like people who are homeless, because they don't have a garbage can to go home to and drop it off. But the rest of y'all, like, what's your excuse, you know? What's your excuse? You don't have one. So, and even if you did, I really don't want to hear it. Because unless you're homeless and you don't own a garbage can that you can hold on to your stuff and then put it in later, I don't care. I don't care what you say. So all I'm saying is you're going to have to deal with nothingness. Okay? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to have to deal with the big mama. Like, give me a break. Why? Why? So disgusting. Like, people are so disgusting. And I get that. Like, but this is like, it's no excuse, especially because it's like, okay, you bought this. So that means that you have money. So then, like, why did you do this? Like, why did you do this? Since you had money to buy this, why couldn't you have just waited? And like, there's garbage cans on this end, there's garbage cans on that end. So why did you just drop your garbage here? I just don't get it. Oh my God, perfect place to plant my seeds. Ooh. See? There's always a reason. Give me a second. I'm about to dump some seeds right here. I was thinking about that. I was thinking I was going to do it in this other area, though, because... Oh. Not me pulling out my weed bucket. Hold on. It's hot. I'm sweating. Sweating like a mug. These are the seeds. They're like butterfly seeds. I'm just putting them all around. Oh, it's hot. Because I might want to use them elsewhere. But yeah. Like, okay. Ooh, that'll have to do. Oh my God. Hot. Let's go throw this shit out. It's just like, yeah, if I became mayor, what I would do, I would start charging the companies. And I would go on nature walks, and I would hire people, actually. I'd hire people, and they would track. First of all, I'd hire people to be garbage picker-uppers, because, you know, someone's going to do it. Someone would do it. And they would get paid a good amount. Like, look at this. I probably shouldn't touch this because I bet it's not. Oh my god. I bet that it's like really bad. It's probably like cocaine. But I don't give a fuck. I have to throw it out. Like, I just can't. People are so disgusting. And I know that Spirit will watch over me. See, this is turning into a whole thing. It's turning into a whole thing. No more. This is not my job. But you know what? If I was mayor, what I would do is I would hire people. This would be a new job I'd create. People who just go and pick up garbage. But they would also keep track of which companies, you know, garbage is on the ground. And I'm sorry, but those companies are getting a check. I mean, not a check, a bill. They're getting a bill. They're going to be charged. They're going to pay these people to pick up the garbage. Because you know what? It's about addressing the systems. The systems are the problem because this garbage wouldn't be on the ground if there was no garbage to throw on the ground. And yes, individual responsibility is important, but I can't control people. You know, I can't control every individual. Companies, on the other hand, that's a big old thing that I can go and I can contact about their information. So that's what I do. I don't care. Oh, look. They're so freaking cute. Anyways, hold on.
Potato salad. And then he's got one cucumber.
This shit is heavy. Like, it's probably cocaine. And I'm getting it all over my fingers. But you know what? I think I have hand sanitizer. So, Spirit, protect me. Protect me from this bullshit. It's just so disgusting. Like, people just be littering. They just be littering. They just litter just to litter. Like, when I tell you guys, this park has like 8,000 garbage cans so that there's like no excuse. And people still do it. They still do it. And if you're one of these people, I want you to know that I've moved on from not judging you. I am now judging you. Because I don't get why you would do this. Litterers are disgusting. And there's so many of them in this planet. Like, all of this is just gonna go in the garbage. This is totally gross. But I don't want to make excuses. Like, if I don't do it, no one will. So I gotta do it. In the middle of the forest, though. Like, I know we should not do that, but it's getting almost done. We did it. Alright, that was my community service for the day. That was so disgusting. And like, I definitely should probably still wash my hands. But it is what it is. The Spirit of the Lord walks over me. I'm about to go on a garbage picking up rampage, which I really shouldn't, because this shit is disgusting. Like, it's not good for you. But the thing is, I had this really traumatizing dream where basically plastic was like literally oxygen, like it was in the air like that, and that kind of terrified me. So it's time to take this shit a little more serious, and I can't just complain, you know? Like, I gotta actually do something about it, which I hate because it's definitely not my responsibility, but like I said, more people just throwing their shit on the ground. It's not my responsibility, but it is, you know? Because I talk all this talk, and it's like, well, girl, get ready to walk the walk. No one else is doing it. So, it's up to you. Literally. It's okay. I don't mind. Look at my tits. Not me saying my tits, but yeah, scrumptious. I'm sweaty. Scrumptious, delicious. What can I say? I'm the baddest girl around the way. Like, they shouldn't have 6 garbage cans though right there. Like, it should definitely be spread out. So, like I said, if I was mayor, what I would do is I would hire people to pick up garbage. Hire people, it could be even volunteer work, like the high schoolers, you have to get your 60 hours or whatever. Come pick up some garbage and I'll pay you. And I'm just gonna start picking up shit, and I just don't want that for myself. Like, this is not and then I really won't be able to complain because I'm out here doing it. Like, I'm picking up the shit, but I should be paid for this because it is insane. Like, you really shouldn't have to pick up after people, but people are disgusting. So they weren't raised in any culture. And I refuse to believe that this isn't just unhoused people, you know, like, this is regular ass people with a home and a garbage can. Deadass. Throw their shit on the ground. Like, it's actually so insane. You should go to jail. Like, if there's anything you should go to jail for. This is why jails might have to stick around if I was, you know, leader of the world, because I'm sending your ass to prison. Like, it's over for you. If I find out that you are out here throwing shit on the ground, I'm taking you to prison. I don't give a fuck. I don't give not one single. Ow. Because you guys are so disgusting. Now I'm like going back and forth. Like a little crazy. Hand sanitizer in my goddamn hands. And hand sanitizer is needed. Yeah, if I was mayor, what I would do is I would hire people to pick up all the garbage on the ground, and then all the companies that let their products be thrown on the ground, I would sue them or send them a bill, something like that, so that they get held accountable and they start to do things, start to make differences, start to make changes. Because it's not enough to just be like, don't litter, you know? Like, you have to do shit. You have to make different products. You have to stop using things that can't be recycled. Like, and I don't even think we should be using plastic at this point, because it's just like, the unfortunate truth is, like, how many of these things are actually being recycled? You know, like, because who even knows what's recyclable versus what isn't? Like, I didn't always know that. It's not just widely known information. And so if you're gonna require, you know, companies to make things that can be recyclable, they really should just be making things that are easily biodegradable. Like, I want it degrading this year, you know? I don't want it taking years. And plastic is not, but it is recyclable, but I just don't really believe that many of these things are being recycled. Like, the things that I can't pick up are like tissues, because it's like, you guys are gross, and I don't know, like, I feel like you have diseases, you know? So I'm not picking up your tissue. But I will pick up your nasty little plastic wrappers. Because I can do that. But it's just like, once you start, you then realize that there's so fucking many things on the ground. Like, there's so many. That's when you start to get upset. Because it just, like, you start to be like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, what's actually wrong? What's going on? You know? Are you okay? And the answer is always no. Like, no, they're not okay, or else they wouldn't do this. And I have to be honest, like, I think a lot of the people that do this are some fucking kids. Like, I feel like middle schoolers are wreaking havoc because they're the only ones I see eating this shit. Oh, there's a cardinal. What's that? See, like, another just cup, like, in the middle of a beautiful forest. It's like, they don't get it. They don't get that you shouldn't want to do this. That you shouldn't do this. They don't understand. Or they do and they don't give a fuck. Either way, I find it extremely offensive. Extremely. Want to know why it's okay? Because I set my intention, so the universe will heed the call. And unfortunately, a lot of y'all are gonna be fucked. Because you're gonna be swallowed whole by the earth. And like, it just is what it is. Like, you could have avoided this if you were a good person. But you weren't. So now this is what you get. And I don't give a fuck. No, I don't. Okay, Zamra, no more. This is too much. Just throw it out and let's go. Like, and not that I should get paid, but it's just like, at this point, you know, it's giving, pay me or fuck off. And there's like, I don't want to walk past here because there's like a horrible scene of like, if it's a bunny or something else that got hit by a car. So I'll be averting my gaze and putting my headphones back in because it's loud. But I think that's all, y'all. I think I'm about to get, so I'll see you later. Wow, so gross. I don't like seeing things like that. Okay, well, oh my god, I can't help but look. Okay. Anyways, bye.